To please define political Islam in a few sentences.
I think I'd say that political Islam is the use of Islam for political purposes. Because Islam has various things to say about how people should behave, about how societies should behave, and also some people try and take messages from it about how states should be structured, how states should be governed and so forth. And that's where I'd say that we've got political Islam.
Okay. How would you summarize your presentation also in a few sentences?
I'd say that when people are thinking about Islam in Denmark, they tend to focus on the very dramatic stuff, on the people who get arrested for terrorism offences, the people who go to fight in Syria and so forth. But actually these are only a tiny percentage of the community of Danish Muslims. And I think it's very interesting then to look at what's going on politically with the other guys. And what I was saying today was that although they're not very present in the national political sphere, there are all sorts of smaller community organizations that are going on. And I think that if we look at the issues that they're concerned with, that might tell us something about some of the things that are motivating people everywhere.
Okay. When people say Islam in Europe cannot survive, or Islam in Europe is a contradiction, how would you answer that?
We have quite a lot of Muslims in Europe. It's happened. It strikes me that very often people are having conversations that might have been useful 50 years ago, but it's happened. We have Islam in Europe, and we have European Muslims, and that's how it is.
Okay. We are working on citizenship education and Islam. Do you have organizations who work on that field in Denmark?
There are loads of organizations which are concerned at a local level with dialogue, with discussions about all sorts of things, including citizenship. At a national level, there has been discussion about bringing citizenship education into the school program, for example. But the school program is actually already so full up, and there are concerns about how people are doing maths and stuff like that. So it hasn't really happened so far. And although there is a national government office that's concerned with democracy education, and therefore there are some programs, smaller programs working on that, there isn't really anything nationwide on this.
Okay, and one last answer. Would you think that that this citizenship education would contribute a lot to the building up an identity for these Muslim people in Europe?
Certainly there are many questions and many issues relating to identity that young Danish Muslims are having to confront. I'm not sure that citizenship education will provide the answer to all of these questions. I think a lot of these questions are created, just by the problem of how do we fit in. Some people welcome us, some people don't welcome us. What is our identity? Am I Turkish, or am I Muslim, or am I Danish, or am I a collection of all these? And I think these are important questions that people have to work their way through. And I'm not sure that, although citizenship education can be very important in various ways, I'm not sure that it can provide all the answers to all those questions.
So you would say it's an individual work?
I'd say that it's partly an individual work. If we're talking about identity is about community as well as about the individual, so that actually it's not just an individual, it's community. And then the question is, well, what are the communities involved? And there are multiple communities. I mean, some people see things in terms of a binary of Danes and Muslims, but there's actually many groups, many communities which are Muslim, and there are also many communities which are Danish. So it's these various communities, and perhaps part of the solution is to realise that it isn't just about two communities, that there are multiple communities, and that everybody belongs to more than one community.
Thank you for your answers.
Thank you.